Hey, welcome to our vlog. We're doing a vlog today on motivation, mindset, and those sort of things that get you to put your gym kit on, get to the gym, have a good workout, and reach your goals. So we're going to be looking at that today. My name's Andy Cross, working at Total Fitness MK, personal trainer as well.
Michelle Carman, working at Total Fitness, taking classes and also a personal trainer.
Right, so as I said, we're here to try and motivate you, whether you've lost your mojo or just fallen off the wagon a little bit, or you're looking at getting into fitness. I think sort of how to set your mindset.
Mm-hmm. Good, get in there
and get your goals really.
Yeah, sure.
So we'll be honest with you, this is our first vlog we're doing, but quite excited about it.
It'll be good.
Get close and personal to you and talk about our motives and what gets us going. So what do you think about motivation? What do you think motivation is? What do you think about motivation at home?
Having something to work towards.
Having something to work towards. I'm a little bit lazy. I put motivation into Google and it come up with, all right, a person's needs, desires, wants or urges. That's pretty much it. That's what motive, it comes from the word motive, motivation. So that's pretty much what it is. I mean, I've got motivation to train. Is it because it's my job? And I don't know, is it because we're role models? What do you think?
We are role models, but we're motivated not just at the gym, we're motivated everyday life, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we can look at for work.
Yeah, we can look at motivation, not just training, but everything we do. So, all right. So, what do we have to do daily? We have to go to work. So, what motivates you to go to work? What motivates you, Michelle?
Paying the bills. Yeah, there's definitely the bills to pay.
So, which one are we covering there? It's a need, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's.
Is it a want?
Yeah, I chose that job, so I want to be there and I want to work it the best as I can.
Yeah, and it's a desire, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us are motivated. We've got to get up. We have to go to work. All right, it's something we have to do. It's in our life. We need to pay for the bills. That motivates us. We need to put food on the table, a roof over our head. I mean, that's pretty much a big motivation, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a need. It's a must.
So what about motivation to exercise? I mean, I've got my own motivations. So what motivated you in the first place? When you first started exercising, what's the...
Okay, so mine was menopause, hitting menopause for me.
Okay.
So anxiety, dealing with some anxiety problems, the fact that I felt so tired all the time, lethargic energy. So I needed to change that. So I suppose through Googling, and I knew that I hadn't been exercising for a very long time. So I knew I needed to get fit, have a happier, healthy body.
So it was that's pretty motivational, wasn't it?
Definitely.
I mean, for myself, got a couple of health conditions. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but for me, if I didn't exercise, I feel as if my health conditions could deteriorate quite rapidly. So it keeps me healthy. And do you know what? I think I use that as my biggest motivational tool, because I compete in time trial and cycling. So I know when I go to a race, I have these medical conditions, diabetes, heart condition. And if I'm there taking part against people who don't have the conditions I do, it motivates me to push harder.
Sure.
Does that sort of say, no, this doesn't bother me, it's not affecting me, but that's my big motivation there, right there.
Very inspiring.
But I think a lot of my motivation for exercise goes back to my childhood. So this might not be for yourselves, but I had one of those pushy fathers that got me into martial arts. So he had me training 5 times a week for years and years and years. And what that did to me, we're going to go on to this in a moment, what that did to me, it set a long-term behavioural change in me.
Right.
So at the time, I really did not enjoy it. I'll be honest with you, there's weeks and weeks that I went by that I hated going training, but my father basically stuck me in the car and took me there. We went away on holiday and he made me train like an hour every other day whilst we were on holiday. But that has set something in my mindset to continue doing that. So from the age of 6, this started at the age of 6, I'm now 46. So for 40 years, exercise has been a big part of my life.
It could have changed. You could have rejected it and said, no, I don't want to do it anymore at any point in your life. But for 40 years you haven't, which is...
Yeah, so I guess, so my father went off the scene probably, I was in my mid-teens, maybe 13, 14. But I continued training and exercising. So I really do think it was a long-term behavioural thing that my father put into me. But I was training for different things. I was doing martial arts and I went into weight training and then went into competing in cycling. So I always set myself goals.
Yeah.
So I think goals is a big factor what you need to look for. Have you got any specific goals at the moment?
I like setting myself challenges and goals. So I like to raise money.
Yep.
So I do silly things like plank, completing a plankathon.
Oh, you did that? How long ago was that?
That's a year ago. That's gone by really quick.
And you've got to tell everybody, how long did you hold a plank for at the end? This is 1 month, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's within 1 month. Originally, you set me a goal of, I think, was it 15 minutes?
Yeah, 15
No, I think you
minute
had to do it for 15 minutes. And I thought it was totally unachievable. But I think you were having your lunch at the time while I was in the plank position. And I think I did about 4 minutes straight away. And you went, no. That's got to move, isn't it?
Yeah.
So anyway, won't bore you with that. But it was 31 minutes in total.
Wow.
In the end, so.
Do you think you could have achieved that at the start of the month? If I said to you now,
Absolutely
you can do a plank for 30 seconds a minute, or 4 minutes as you did.
Yeah.
But if I said to you in 30 days, you can do a plank for 31 minutes.
No way, no. I just didn't think it was possible, but I pushed myself every day.
Yeah.
I enjoyed doing it. Could be a bit boring. I got into listening to blogs and TED Talks and things, which made the time go quick, and a bit of music.
Do you know what?
That's good.
Touching on that is that's another really good way for motivating you.
Yeah.
Listening to podcasts. All right. If we're talking about exercise here, this is the forefront of the conversation. Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about a goal. So if you want to set yourself to, say you've fallen off the wagon a little bit, you want to get back to the gym, you keep cancelling sessions because something else crops up, or you just don't feel like it, and you try and find excuse, all right, not to go. So what I find helpful is, I do it sometimes when I'm training, you'll listen to a podcast, or if you're travelling home from work, and you know you need to go to the gym, listen to a podcast on fitness. Or go into work in the morning, instead of listening to radio or music, maybe listen to something on fitness on the radio, on a podcast, for instance. Because it's putting information into your mind, it's getting you thinking about it.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I use them in my
Well, you do,
lunch
don't
break.
you? Yeah.
Yeah, I sit in my car to have my lunch, which might sound a little bit weird for some, but I've quite a lot of food to eat, and I don't want to talk to people. I want that time, so often I listen to blogs most days. You got
any particular ones your favourite at the moment, or?
No, I just go mindset. There's well-being. They're all based on mental health.
So it's more the mental health.
Yeah.
Okay, so you use those, and that sort of motivates you.
Yeah.
To exercise.
Kind of look at things from two sides and to understand it.
So really, a thing for exercise and motivation is, one of the big things is helping with mental health. I personally think.
I personally think too. Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned it. You don't need to go into detail if you don't want to, but personally, if I don't train, I get an overwhelming sense of insecurity, depression.
Yeah, I can relate to that too.
So, with exercise, we get hormonal releases, don't we?
We do.
You know any? You got one?
Oh, we've got testosterone.
Yep, we've got testosterone. We've got all those, you know.
You don't talk.
No, not those. We're on about mindset. So it's those neurotransmitters. So we've got endorphins. So endorphins sort of help lower stress.
Your serotonin.
Serotonin. Yeah, makes you feel happy. Dopamine is another one. So all these sort of help you, a pleasurable sort of neurotransmitters. And a lot of antidepressant drugs actually work by increasing endorphin levels. Right. That's right, isn't it? And sort of lowering... Is it GABA? One of them? I'm not too sure on those.
No, I'm not sure on that one.
But they all sort of help with the hormonal sort of neurotransmitters and that in the brain.
But it's generally a feel-good thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once you leave, it carries on for quite some time, whether you're exercising in the morning, Carries on throughout the day, or in the evening. Yeah, feel really good.
So time today of exercising, what's your best?
Mine's an evening.
An evening?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel that I'm better in the evening.
All right.
Yeah, but I think it's just to do with lifestyle factors really with me. I probably could come in the morning, but no, definitely an evening trainer.
So you wouldn't come in the morning because of life
Yeah, more barriers than anything.
barriers, right?
Yeah.
That's another one. Barriers.
Yeah.
Me personally, I like to train first thing in the morning.
Mm.
And my reasons for that is it sets me up for the day.
Okay, yeah.
Endorphins, feel good.
Mm.
Gets rid of anxiety, any anxiety I might have. But you quoted something really good there, barriers. So we think, you know, a lot of people find barriers in their life not to exercise. But a good thing to keep you motivated is to make time for it.
Yeah, time is the big factor, isn't it?
You know, if you needed to go
Your time.
shopping every Wednesday at 4:00, for instance, an example, you'd make time for that.
Sure.
You'd set aside that time, wouldn't
Yeah.
you? If you had a doctor's appointment, you'd set aside that time.
Yeah, you'd need to get there, wouldn't you?
A social commitment, you'd set aside that time. Going to work, you set aside that time. Getting the kids to school, getting the kids up.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things we've got to do in general life, but you need to allocate time. You need to be quite strict on that. So maybe it's a Sunday. It's a family day for a lot of people. So what I'd probably do is I'd get up a little bit earlier in the mornings just to get my exercise done, my training done. If I'm working towards a goal, it's important to me. I need to set that time aside.
Yeah.
If I've got a long day at work, I might get up an hour earlier, but making sure I go to bed an hour earlier the night before.
Sleep. We'll come back to sleep.
Yeah, we can prepare stuff the night before. So if you're going to the gym, you're going to a fitness class, get your trainers out ready, get your gym kit laid out on the floor ready,
Yeah.
have
put
a
it in the
drink
car.
in a flask ready. Yeah. Have it all there ready. So you've not got to get up and run around. You get up in the morning, you put everything straight on. Cold water on your face, have your banana. You'll be able to eat whatever you need.
Yeah. So you're good to go in the morning.
Yeah, it's just overcoming these barriers. What other sort of barriers do you think? Sort of.
Well, I mean, if you're recovering from an injury or an illness, and you might just leave it a little bit too long, think, oh, you know, you might be feeling a bit better. You know, I'll leave it a couple more days. Yes, your body needs to recover. And then there's that mind, isn't there? I don't know, I might leave it another day. And then another day might turn to a week before you know it. So, so injury, illness.
Yeah. I think.
What about you? What's your thoughts on it?
Well, if you've got injuries, yes, you need to rest the injured area. I'm not a professional in that sort of, you know, if you've got a certain injury, what you should or shouldn't do. I can advise, but I'm not a doctor. But let's just say you've got, I don't know, tennis elbow. There's nothing stopping you from using your legs.
Oh, of course, yeah. There's other parts of your body you can...
You can still do some
Yeah.
type of exercise. Maybe you've got a strained calf or something. You know, you can always work around these things. You can maybe go and do some resistance work for your upper body, go swimming, cycle a bike if you're able to, if you can't run. You know, there's always alternatives. And what I find, what I've noticed all the time that I've been an instructor is people, when they first start training, they get really good results. All right. They'll be training for about a year and their results are absolutely phenomenal. All of a sudden they go on holiday. So they've been training up for this holiday, they go away for 2 weeks. Or maybe they get a little unwell, so they have 3 weeks off. It's when people come back from these holidays or take a period of time off, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. When they first come back, what they're expecting, they come into the gym, they can do exactly what they did before they went away or before the illness or whatever. But what you've got to remember is the body, you have a reversibility in training. Have you heard of that?
Yes.
So it's where the body starts to, I don't want to use the word deteriorate because it's not deteriorate, it's your cardiovascular system starts to
Drop off a little bit.
drop off. Yeah, your muscles, you know, don't potentially lose size, but the muscle cells start to go a little bit dormant.
Yes.
So when you come back, what you find is that people come back, they're trained for a week, and then they start to miss sessions, and then they leave or stop training, or stop training altogether, because they're not seeing the results they had before they went away. They think this is too hard to get back to where I was,
And that's just in that short space of time.
it's just that short space of time,
Yeah.
and I've seen it time and time again. So people might have a bit of time off, they find it hard to come back and get the commitment to where they were before. And I always try and think why people do this. I mean, me personally, if I have a period of 2-3 weeks off, I know that those first sessions are going to be hard, but I think about to where I want to get to again. I sort of allow my mentality.
So it's really educating, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
To educate people that just stick with it.
And stick with it, because the longer you have off, the more detrained you get.
Yeah.
And it may be because you put a lot of weight on when you're on holiday, maybe. That sort of, people think, oh, I put all this weight on now, I can't be bothered to lose it. But what you've got to remember is when you exercise and that, your metabolism slightly changes. So.
And your muscle memory will come back. So we hold on to the muscle memory for a very long time, don't we?
It'll be over 10 years, I think, if not longer.
That's amazing.
Yeah, muscle memory. So it's those muscle cells are going dormant. So we're going a little bit off the subject here, motivation, aren't we? I think. Well, no, we're not really. It's about
I think it's
when you come back. Yeah, it's just trying to say, if you're in that position where you've come back off a holiday,
Yeah.
you've taken a few weeks off, it's trying to find that way of motivating yourself to get back
and that
to it.
spark back, isn't it, really?
So now we're going to go into mindset a bit, aren't we? About how you can engage your mind to set those goals. So I think goal setting is a really important thing. You might have heard of it, SMART goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so specific, measurable.
Yeah. Realistic, achievable.
Realistic.
We haven't put them in the right order, but
No, time.
yeah.
It's important that you have some sort of goal to work towards. So if you want to lose 20 pounds in weight, a stone or whatever, you don't say, right, I'm going to lose a stone in 1 month. It won't work.
It's not achievable.
And then you get demotivated because you've only lost a few pounds.
Yeah.
So you need to sort of look at a long-term goal. So the long-term goal will be a stone, 2 stones maybe. Dress sizes from a 16 to a 12
That's always a good
or
thing,
whatever.
isn't it?
So we need to
It's got to be specific, isn't
yeah.
it? For that person.
So make sure you're doing the right thing. The long term, have a medium term, have a short term goal as well.
Yeah.
So my long term
Gorgeous.
goal, get from not mine, 16 to a 12 dress size.
Oh, didn't know that
But
about you, Andy.
Or if I was wanting to lose a stone in body weight, I think, right, a stone in body weight, let's be realistic, it's probably going to take me a good 3 to 4 months if I really work at it.
Yeah.
So the first month, if I lose around £4, I'm going to be happy,
Of course. Yeah.
which only means about £1 a week. I mean, is that achievable?
That's achievable.
It's achievable, you're putting the work in, you're watching your diet and everything like that, isn't it? All right? So think of your goal setting. You need to make this important to you. So don't ever think, I could use weight, could lose weight, I could go to the gym, you need to be more positive. I should go to the gym.
Yeah.
I will lose this weight. You have to keep telling yourself, but it's not just yourself. All right? Social media is fantastic. Tell the world. Tell your friends, family, your work colleagues.
The same when you're eating out as well. You don't have to be alienated
No.
for making a healthy choice, and your family should really maybe support you in your lifestyle changes.
Yeah, which can help you, can't you? You know, you sit down with your family and say, look, this is what I really want to achieve. I want to lose this. I want to be able to go to the gym 3 times a week, 4 times a week. All right? You might be able to find enough time to go 2 or 3. But why not incorporate family members saying, right, on a Saturday or a Sunday, we're going to go out for an hour's brisk walk.
Yeah, or a cycle ride. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So you're talking 1 hour, 3 or 4 times a week exercise. 1 hour in one day, I think it's something like 5% of the day. So when you look at 4 hours over a week, that's hardly nothing.
No.
I mean, I know
Nothing.
mathematician, but I'm talking, 3% of the week? 2% of the week? Just actually exercising to get those goals.
Okay.
So it's about getting a positive mindset, isn't it? So as I said, tell people, put it on social media. All right,
Yeah.
people read it. All right, put on there. Oh, I've just started. I'm really excited. I'm going to lose 1 stone. Here's a picture of me now. In 2 months, I'm going to put another picture up of me. You can see the difference.
I like to start at the beginning of the month as well. That's always a good. Like start fresh with the calendar on the 1st and like Stoptober and all those types of things. They're like really good. Until you go to a party.
Yeah. Yes. Tell people. Feel good about it. Just do it. You need to stay motivated. There's books I read.
Well, that's, training with a partner as well. That's always quite nice.
Yeah, train with someone.
Yeah, because you've got that natural ability of, you're challenging yourself. What's the word I'm looking for?
I'm looking for competition.
Yeah.
Because I like to be
friendly
competitive.
Competition.
Yeah.
And with yourself as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good.
So you really need to get your mindset on it. There's books I've read. You may have seen some of them. This one, which is good, mind management. The chimp paradox. If you don't know what the chimp is that little voice that's in your head that's telling you not to do something or telling you to do something bad. All right? You need to control the chimp. And this book is really good at explaining how you can tell that chimp to shut up. All right? So that, for instance, you finish work, you've had a long day, I'm feeling a bit tired. So the chimp would be there going, well, if you go home, you can lay on the sofa and do nothing and eat cake. Yeah?
Okay.
Because you go home, you're going to lay on the sofa, it feels good, you're going to eat cake, you feel good. But how are you going to feel the following day about that? You're going to think,
yeah, I wish I hadn't done that.
I wasted that time. Cake. I've eaten 800 calories in cake. When you could have gone to the gym and burnt 800 calories. So there's a 1600 calorie difference right there and then, isn't there? All right, so you need to shut that chimp off. A lot of athletes have read this book. So chimp can come into it in exercise. Now this is really important. Be motivated when you exercise. When you go to the gym, think about the outcome you want of that session.
Right.
It's what I do before I train. A couple of hours before I train, I will look at my session and think, okay, that's what I've got to do. And over the next couple of hours, or the day leading up to it, I will tell the chimp to shut up. And I'll be telling myself, okay, it's a tough session. I just need to push, and turn off that chimp. The chimp will be coming in and saying to me, if I'm doing like a 3-minute hard interval on the bike, and it's hurting, the chimp is there saying, if you just ease off now, the pain will go straight away. Yeah, it might ease the pain there and then, but the long-term pain of the guiltiness is worse than that chimp. Worse than the pain of that particular interval. Yeah. So the pain of not going to the gym, psychologically, I find worse than the pain in going to the gym. Because once you've been to the gym, you've done your session, whatever you've done, you're going to feel great, phenomenal.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So think about your session. The day before, the lead up to that. As soon as you finish your last session, right, that's brilliant, fantastic, enjoyed that. All the endorphins are there. Right, my next session's on Tuesday. It's a HIIT cardio session. So what I'm going to do on that HIIT cardio session, I'm going to work as hard as I can. And I'm only going to stop that interval when the instructor says, change, stop, whatever, move on. That's going to be my challenge for that day. Because I usually wait until he starts the 5-second countdown and then I start to stop.
Yeah, well, I'm guilty of that too. But
I think we all are. But, it's quite interesting when you say, right, today I'm going to do the full interval as hard as I can. You do it, you walk away, I've achieved that.
That's good. Good advice.
Yeah, so chimp, turn off the chimp. Get that book, read it. Chimp Paradox, all right? A lot of people have read that. Other books, Positive Thinking.
Oh, yeah.
All about mindset, that's another good read. Positive Thinking by Jill Hassan. That one's by Professor Steve Peters. Chimp Paradox, a very good read. I've got this mindset book as well. So if you're interested in mindset, that is a good read as well. So that's all about positive thinking, about using different words. So as I said, saying could instead of should, can instead of can't, and just thinking
Will instead of
different.
won't.
Yeah, will instead of won't. I will go to gym. I could go to gym.
Yeah.
You know, it's how you interpret things. I'm trying to think there's much else we can sort of... I mean, I could go on all night about motivation and stuff like that. So my personal motivation, I'm going to come out of it now so it's stuck in your heads and I can't not do it. So I'm setting my goal now to you. This year I've done a time trial, 10 miles, personal best of 22 minutes 9 seconds. Next year I want to be under 22 minutes. All right, I'm setting that now.
Yeah.
Another goal of mine. I'll be honest with you, I was at 77 kilos. I'm currently at 71.9. I want to get down to 69 kilos by February next year. I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you have anything you want to achieve in the next few months?
In the next few months.
Or next year?
So next year,
Yep.
I've signed up to do a 40-mile cycle, followed by a 2-mile canoe,
Yep.
and then 11-mile walk. So that is massive. So I really need to work hard at achieving this.
Yes, you do.
Setting some goals.
So you're doing that alone,
that's,
Michelle?
no, I'm not doing it alone.
Aren't you?
No, I've got someone to do it with.
And who's that?
It's you.
It's me.
So it's going to be a big push,
Yep.
but I'm absolutely determined that I'm going to do this.
Right. Have you canoed before?
I have canoed before.
Okay, I haven't.
Okay, 2 miles. We've got this.
So you can train me on that.
Okay.
So I need to build up a bit of a body strength for that, I guess, don't I? You think? Endurance?
I think we'll be absolutely fine with that bit, but yeah, we'll be fine. As for the cycling, now you are the master, so I need as much help as I possibly can.
Okay.
I've not had saddle experience really, more than probably 10 kilometres max.
Okay.
So no, and of course the diet, nutrition. We've got the weather to be faced with, but yeah, we'll start training. You think after Christmas?
I think after Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, and as the walk-in as well. So
that's a long-term goal for both of us, really, isn't it? Yeah.
So we've got pretty much sunrise to sunset to do this challenge in.
We'll get it done. We'll get it done.
I've got an idea. What about we get a tandem?
So I do all the work.
Well, I could be the good chimp in your ear, and then I'll help you with the rowing.
All right.
No,
Yeah,
canoeing.
you can do the rowing. Yeah.
Then I do the. No, it'd be good. So yeah, that's my big challenge, and I think it's going to take up a lot of time. So I need to allocate that, getting the right mindset.
Okay. So you've made your pledge.
I have. There's no going back.
I've made my pledge. What I want you to do at home, those that are just watching this on our website, Total Fitness MK, based in Milton Keynes, or if you're one of us, the Total Fitness crew, make your pledge. All right, come off of this, get a good read. All right, change the way you think. Get motivated. Find a reason to do it. Something that's going to really inspire you. It might be just losing £6 or whatever, but set yourself a target. Be careful if you're setting yourself a target to go away for 2 weeks, because you go away for 2 weeks, that's then gone. You're going to come back and, do I really start training again? But we're not looking at short term. This needs to be long term.
Yeah.
Don't just look at short term goals. It doesn't work. Long term.
Yeah.
It's a behavioural change for the better. If anything more than anything, if you could live an extra 5 years, I'm being quite morbid, if you could live an extra 5 years, what would you do to achieve that?
Yeah, you'd go out and...
To see your loved ones, to be able to run around after your grandchildren, your kids, your great-grandchildren, run around after them, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Be healthy, not struggling with postural issues. I mean, there's some good motivations right there and then. Think of your own. Stay healthy, stay in touch with your body.
There's so many benefits to exercising.
Yeah.
Move more, as much as you can.
Don't say can't, say can. No excuses.
Don't say won't, you will. Oh, yeah.
Our classes are at 6:15 in the morning. Not a lot of people start at that time. People tend to book off because they're tired. They can't be bothered to get out of bed. That's because they're not motivated. Or they go to bed late.
Well, might have had a bad night's sleep.
Not a bad night's sleep, but one bad night's sleep, get up, train.
Yeah, you can.
All right? If you're not sleeping well, you might as well get out of bed and do some exercise. You'll sleep well the following day.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Yeah.
All right? No excuses.
All right.
Set time. That's personally for me.
Time.
All right?
It's your time. It's
Yeah.
up to you to do it, isn't it? No one else.
Exactly. So, any questions? We'll be doing another one of these in about 4 weeks' time.
Okay.
I think what we'll touch on there is, I think we'll go into nutrition, the importance of carbohydrates and how to stay away from fad diets and what's the problems with those. About making sure you consume enough calories and carbohydrates.
Yeah, to fuel the body for the exercise and
Okay, so
energy.
thank you for me, Andy.
Thank you from me, Michelle.
And thanks for tuning in. See you soon. Laters.
Bye.